Hey everybody, welcome back to Timmy Britt Studios. Alright, so some of you may wonder why does he do this? Because I think that with YouTube it's really cool. Kids at home can learn how to draw. I watch some of the other how to draw videos and they either go really fast or they don't explain anything, you just see them drawing. And I said, you know what, I'm going to just put it out there, just show you step by step so that you can do it yourself. When I was a little kid, nobody did this for me. Alright, so get a piece of paper and a pencil, and here we go. We start with a circle. This one's going to be tough, so here's our circle. A small circle. A 3/4 line right down the middle. And then a very low line. Like that, okay? Most characters start this way. Now, we're going to make the genie, because you ain't never had a friend like me. And I'm in the mood to help you, dude. So we give him a nice hook nose. Like that. It's really important that you do that. Then, along the horizontal guideline over here, we're going to put his dimple. It's just a bent line. Like that. The reason we do that next is so we can go underneath his nose with part of his smile. See that? I have a model sheet. See, what I do is I sketch out the characters, figure out a plan on how to teach it, and then I come on YouTube and teach it. And now that I've had so many videos, they let me have 15 minutes. On the other side of his nose, you want to just extend that little bent line right there. And that's a little tricky. I'm going to just start his mouth a little bit, just to give you, so we just come down from where his dimple is, we'll just come down with his mouth a little bit. Because from there I want to bring a line across, and I'll make it darker so you don't get confused with the guidelines. Comes out on the other side of his nose. Basically it's just a rectangle or a box. But this line here and up, that's going to be his teeth, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw in the lines between his teeth to show you. This is just a number 2 pencil. I don't believe in erasers. I think you should just sketch light. Okay, so now that we have that, let's start building up the drawing a little bit. A bent line right here will give you his cheek. Because remember, after the dimple, it's easy to create the cheek, and then from the cheek, we go to the eye. And he's got big eyes. I'm going to take this all the way to the top of my circle. And his eyes are funny. His face is like squished up, you know. So that's the shape you build on top of the cheek, like that. And then a little tiny pupil. Oh my goodness. 1,000 years in a lamp can give you such a crick in the neck. Alright, and then from this side of his eye, we're going to go ahead. Now, his eyes are kind of close together, really. His head is such a funny shape, but he's a genie. So I'm just going to make the whole second eye so you can see it. Okay? Now you might be able to start to see the genie there. Now, since we have this dimple on this side over here of his nose, we did this full dimple. You only see part of that one. Let's build a cheek around it, which is just a letter C. See? That's why we use the letter C, so you can say C. I'm just kidding, I'm having fun. We're going to come up along his eye with a bump like this. Okay, like that. See, now I've just come up along his eye with a bump. Now I'm above my original circle. And then from there, I'm going to come up and make another bump. It's going to stop over here. So you just sketch it light and then go over it dark so you can see it. Just like that. That'll be the top of his head. Now I'm going to throw the little ring on the top of his head. So I put that little tiny thing on top of his head. Well, that's the band that holds his little ponytail. This ponytail is just going to come out with an S curve. Out and up. Out and up. Go back and forth a few times till you get it. And then on this side we come out and up like that. Again. Like that. See, we're going in the same direction. Then we just bring it down, up and over, and connect it. like that. Okay. While we're at the top of the drawing, let's do his eyebrows. Now his one eyebrow follows along the shape of his curved brow. You'll see what I mean when I show you here. See, I just took that original curve and I thickened an eyebrow on top of it. The other eyebrow is up above his eye like this. Yeah, this is pretty good. It's coming along pretty nice. So I'll show you the other eyebrow, like that. And you can start to see it coming together a little bit. Now the reason I stopped his head right there is because right about there is where we want to start thinking about putting in this big genie ear. So we're going to do just that. It's big and it comes to a point, it's a rounded point, but a point nonetheless. It's shaped like a big bean or something. Try to bring it down to where his dimple is. That's what it looks like. And just quickly, on the other side of his head, we're only going to see part of the other ear. So we're going to just throw that in. So you see I've added this over here. That's his other ear on the other side. But this is the ear we're working on now, right here. So I'm going to go ahead and darken that, except at the bottom I want to put in an earring. Now that can be tricky. You just want to put in 2 lines coming down and 2 lines coming back rounded at the bottom. So it looks as though the earring is going through the bottom of his ear, as earrings tend to do. Now a little thickness in his ear, like a lowercase h kind of would show his inner ear. And that's it. Now that we have that done, let's finish his mouth. So we have his upper teeth. I'm bringing a line down here from his teeth down here, and then I'm going to come across and meet up with this line that came down from the dimple. And you may say, what is that? Well, inside that is going to be his tongue. So 2 rolling hills in true Disney fashion. And I will shade in the back of his mouth so it seems a little bit more clear. You'll be able to see the depth. And that's a big area, so just let me slide my pencil across the shape, always going in the same direction. Keep it nice and uniform. You see what I've done? I've opened up his mouth that way now. You see? Now, his teeth are going to come out past his mouth because his lower jaw is very big. So I've just taken that bottom line and I've extended it and brought it down. Extended it and brought it down. And then I can bring this line all the way around, a huge backwards letter J. Like that. See? Now his lower teeth, we only show the definition in little segments. The definition lines of his teeth. Like that. We don't have to draw the whole tooth. Okay? So from there, now listen, he's got like a goatee. So what we want to do is we want to come down from this cheek and create the shape of his lower jaw. Now this is a big line. It's a big movement. It starts from this cheek, it goes all the way down and underneath, and ends up at the bottom of this ear right here. So here we go. Wish me luck. Good luck, Timmy. Oh, I can hear you out there. Thank you for the support. You ain't never had a friend like me. Have fun with this. It's a cool character, man. Alright, so very lightly, I'm going all the way around. But I kind of like that shape, so I'm going to sculpt it a little darker. And see, I spin my page. I move my wrist and spin my page so I can really control the pencil and scratch along that line to make it nice and dark. Also, let me darken this ear a little bit. I see how it's not registering it well on the camera. And an earring. There we go. Okay. Now, if you go to the end of his dimple here, see this dimple? If you go to the very end of it, and bring a line, it sort of follows down along his mouth for a little while, and then continues down along under his chin. It's a little thicker than most of the other lines because it's supposed to be a little hairline. A little line of hair. And with that said, I'm going to thicken all the hair on the bottom of his chin because that will bring out, see how that line creates, it creates his goatee, but he has that little curl at the bottom. So that's what we're going to do next. So you you flare the line down at the bottom. You flare it on both sides to a point, and then wrap it around to like a curly Q, like this. And I'll shade it in so it really stands out, and you can see what I mean, like that. And there you have the genie, step by step. If you follow along and you pause the video, I know you can do this, guys. I believe in you. I do. I know there's some great artists out there, and this is just for fun, you know. Okay, sign your work. Always draw light, dream big. Thanks for tuning in. We'll sketch somebody next. Somebody really cool next. Let me see. Have a magical day. How about that? I'm just goofy. Bye-bye.